Hey everybody, welcome to Squawk Pod Sports. We're bringing our thoughts on the latest games and sports news around the sports world, brought to you by the Sideline Sports Network. And man, this week's games weren't very good. A lot of bad games this week. I think it was a kind of a letdown as far as games will go this week. I mean, 7 weeks in and you get a bad week. I mean, that's not bad. We have a lot of good weeks here.
Right.
But I mean, we'll break down everything that's happened this past week. Of course, our predictions for week 8 coming up. We almost halfway through the season already, man. It's
Slow
rolling.
down. It's
Slow
going
down.
too
Well,
fast.
I mean, now I'm like, let's hurry it up. I'm trying to get to the end of the season right now, but we'll talk about that. So, of course, we'll have our predictions. NBA is 1 week in full effect.
Mhm.
Some teams surprisingly not very good. Some teams are surprisingly really good. So we'll talk about those teams and, of course, other news as well. And, of course, the bias bubble, crazy sports stat, back to the podcast. So we'll hop right into Thursday night matchup for week 7, the Broncos versus the Brownies. Ugly game. We both picked the Broncos, I think.
Very, very, very ugly game. And we expected it, and then the injuries just kept piling up as the week went on. But yes, we both picked Denver in this one, expecting Denver to come out and take care of business with no Baker Mayfield. We thought Odell wasn't going to play. So Cleveland came out and got a well-deserved win on that one. That was a knuckleball game.
Knuckleball game. I mean, Case Keenum, who was starting, he was 21 of 33, 199 yards and a touchdown, no picks. Did what he had to do out here. Jarvis Landry was surprisingly active after all these weeks.
Right.
He only had like 37 yards, but I mean, he was still, a target out there.
Exactly, like at least a distraction.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what, if Odell would have played, that's what he would have been like too.
Odell did play. That's
he
what
did?
surprised me. He got 2 receptions there, but
I see him below.
I didn't think him or Landry were going to play in this game, and I knew Nick Chubb was out. I knew Kareem Hunt was out, so I really thought that Denver could win this game.
Yeah, and I mean, they just didn't look great either. Teddy B, 187 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. They just couldn't. Neither side could really get it rolling at all. And I mean, there's a lot of bad news going on surrounding the Browns. I mean, a lot of injury stuff going on, but now like Baker Mayfield is even more hurt than they thought at this point. They're saying he's expected to need surgery on a torn labrum after this season, result of the hits that he's taken. And not only that, they also found there's a fracture in his shoulder, his humerus bone, in addition to the torn labrum. And apparently Mayfield says that he can't get back out there until that heals, but he's hopeful will be sooner rather than later. So who knows when Baker Mayfield might play right now.
He's a tough dude too, so he'll be out there as soon as he can. Like even if he's not fully healed as far as like other injuries, he's gonna, as soon as he's cleared, he's out there, man.
Trying to be like old Big Ben out there in the division, years like getting banged up, going back out, like shoulder,
do it,
arm hanging down, and he's
Big Ben set the precedent there.
Tough QBs,
but
I mean they need
Denver in that one.
Yeah, unfortunately. Going into week the Sunday games, the Washington no names and the Packers. Washington were able to get a touchdown. And that was about it. The Packers just kept rolling.
Aaron Rodgers going to be Aaron Rodgers, man.
But not only that, the defense for the Packers, like Washington had a couple turnovers, like a turnover, I think, and they were able to get it to the red zone like 3 different times within 3 yards of the end zone, and they just couldn't do it. And then there was like a turnover on downs. They missed a field goal. Like it was terrible for Washington. They could not do
defense.
Great defense.
Poor execution on Washington's end, but great defense on Green Bay's end with that one.
Yeah, and I mean, Packers just rolling. They're 6-1 right now. Yeah, it's crazy.
Just quietly 6-1, just rolling along, beating everybody.
Doing what they got to. Aaron Rodgers, 274 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Aaron Jones at 19 yards. Devontae had 76 yards and a touchdown. Old Big Bob Tunyon, 63 yards and a touchdown.
Bob Tunyon.
And Lazard had 60 yards and a touchdown. And we'll talk about this going in the next week. But 2 of those 3 people I just mentioned aren't playing Thursday night. So Packers are going to might have a rough night coming up.
Yeah, they got a tough matchup here too.
Yeah. And
but we both picked Green Bay in that one there.
Yeah, we did. I mean, Washington just couldn't get it done on either side of the ball there, for the most part. Chiefs and the Titans.
Huh?
Oh my Lord, what's happening to these Chiefs?
This is
What's going
exactly what
on?
we thought was going to happen, but I did not think it was going to be to this extent.
Yeah, we both picked the Titans in this
Mm-hmm.
game. But nobody expected the Chiefs to only put up a field goal, and that was late in the game. Like, they
Yeah.
didn't have points for a majority of this game.
And Pat Mahomes just is constantly turning the ball over now. He had 2 fumbles in that game, only 1 lost, but he also had an interception. So I don't know what the hell's going on with Pat Mahomes right now, man. It's bad.
Yeah.
It's worse than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, he led in rushing, too, with 35 yards.
Mhm.
But he only had 200 yards and an interception, no touchdowns. Receiving, Pringle led with 73 yards receiving.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they just could
Which
not get it
sucks
done.
for me. I need Tyreek Hill to be the baller on this team, man. Come on, Tyreek, what are you doing? I just thought he's dropping balls and shit. I'm just like, God damn it, come on.
They're in crisis mode right now. Meanwhile, the Titans, man, Ryan Tannehill, 270 yards, touchdown and a pick. Derrick Henry out here, he threw a 5-yard touchdown
He threw
pass.
a touchdown. He's gonna get MVP, man.
On top of that, he had 86 rushing yards too. He could have easily had over 100, I'm sure.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I don't know why they didn't run him more. AJ Brown on the day, 133 receiving yards and a touchdown, man.
He had some great receptions there, man.
Oh, my God.
AJ Brown is the secret weapon on that team, even with Julio out there.
For sure. And the Titans, man, they're up to 5-2 now. Like, they were a team a couple weeks ago. They were so wishy-washy. We didn't know how to pick on them, and now like they might be a must pick at this point.
They're a solid pick right now, especially with Derrick Henry, man. It's hard to pick against that freight train running around like
can't stop.
That dude is unstoppable.
So leads us to the next game, Falcons and the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
I picked the Falcons in this one.
I think picked the Dolphins.
Oh, you picked the Dolphins?
Yep. I remember because I told you, I was like, I do not trust them Falcons. You know, so like I did pick the Dolphins in this one. I took the L. It's all good. You know, it was a close one.
It was a close one. I mean, Dolphins were able to move the ball. They were getting touchdowns and then like a costly turnover there on the last possession. You know, the Dolphins could have won it and then they turned the ball over.
Of course.
Tua, though, he had, let me see, 291 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 picks on the day. Gaskin had 67 rushing yards. Mike Gesicki 85 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle had 83, and he even had an injury scare in the middle of the game too, Jalen Waddle.
Yeah, but at least he's, like you said, it was just a scare. Hopefully he's okay, because that's a nice young rookie that you want to see balling out there.
Yeah, he was able to come back and finish the game. On the other side of the ball, Matty Ice, 336 yards, 2 touchdowns and a pick. Cordell Patterson, 60 yards, a touchdown. He's been balling, man. He's actually been like a bright spot on this Falcons team, is that running back that they have. And then Kyle Pitts, 163 yards now. He's rolling. They're finally getting him the ball. He's doing what he was expected to do after getting drafted.
Doing great things. Did you see that crazy one-handed catch that he had, man?
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this is why they drafted this dude top 5.
Yeah, I mean, Ridley, he had a touchdown, but he only had like 26 yards. Their number one receiver hasn't really been doing a whole lot this year so far. I mean, he's been active, but he's not being like that number one dude that everybody expected him to be.
Right.
So that was our kind of our first off pick there, the Falcons and the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads us into, oh my God, the Jets and the Patriots. Dropped a 50 burger on these Jets.
The ass whooping that was. Okay, this was a game that we desperately needed. Desperately needed this fucking game, okay, for morale, for everything. Mac Jones, 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, okay. Yeah. Damian Harris had a great game here. I think this is his back-to-back 100-yard game here. 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. We even had J.J. Taylor get 2 touchdowns, man. It was a great all-around performance by the team here. I loved it, and I know it was just the Jets, and it was Zach Wilson, and he's terrible, and this and that, and he got hurt, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
It's as a Patriots fan, this was much needed right here, okay? I really needed this game.
Absolutely. You guys had an amazing game. going to the box score here. Mac Jones, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Brian Hoyer even had some action, 79 yards, no touchdown or picks. Damian Harris, 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. J.J. Taylor, 21 and 2 touchdowns. But a great game all around, man.
Man, I'm tripping over here on the records.
But Zach Wilson, he got hurt, and he's actually expected to be out like 2 to 4 weeks now.
So yeah, I hope he has a speedy recovery because, like, you hate to see that, you know?
Yeah,
you never want to
rookie,
see.
you know?
Exactly, and he's already in a terrible situation as is, but, hey, that's the Patriots defense. Mad Dog's coming at you. Judon fucked him up. He's seeing ghosts like Sam Darnold out there.
But, yeah, we both bet the Patriots hardcore on this game.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
This next one, Panthers and Giants, surprised me. I thought the Panthers easily beat these Giants. 25-3. These fucking Giants proved me wrong.
This is another one we both had wrong. We both picked Carolina in this game. I really thought the defense of Carolina was going to be able to stop Daniel Jones. Like, come on now.
Nope. Apparently not. I mean, Danny Dimes out here catching one-hand passes like Odell.
I know. Like, what the hell?
Makes a better receiver.
Is inner Odell.
But, yeah, I mean, this game, like, the Giants really didn't start racking them up until late in the game. I mean, that was a knuckleball game for pretty much the whole game. It was like 5-3. It was a ridiculous score.
I really was thinking, like, oh man, imagine you made a bet like no touchdowns scored in this game type of shit. And then like one of those types of bets that never happens. And it was 5-3 for the longest time. And I'm like, what are the chances? These two teams, it would end up 5-3 though, you know, but it was a pretty tough game to watch. Glad Red Zone wasn't on it too much, you know, but Daniel Jones, I'm still not earning the nickname back, but at least he got the victory here. Danny Nichols still.
The next game, really surprising, the Bengals and the Ravens. Bengals whooped up on them Ravens 41-17. It was a close game for, like, I would say 3 quarters. And then the Bengals started rolling on them.
I'm disappointed in these Ravens. We both picked the Ravens,
right?
We both picked the Ravens.
Yeah.
I really thought Lamar Jackson and the Ravens were going to be able to put up more of a fight than they did here. And I was just kind of disgusted, you know. What was this? Like, but hey,
Lamar was just getting sacked. He was getting hit all the time, like pressure. He wasn't able to get to his throws. He had 257 yards and a touchdown. He also had 88 rushing yards and no touchdown.
Showed you how good them Bengals are, man.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it past couple weeks. I mean, Joe Burrow had over 400 yards. He had 416 yards, 3 touchdowns, and a pick. Joe Mixon, 59 yards and a touchdown. Jamar Chase, 200 receiving yards. 200.
This dude,
and a
rookie out here with 200 receiving yards.
200 and a touchdown.
That might be one of the best duos in the league right now, man. Like, and imagine if they can both stay healthy, they're going to be rolling for years.
Exactly, and especially if, like, since they're able to have some success during the draft this year, work on that O-line, protect him so he has even more time. Oh, my God. And then shore up the defense. Bengals could be a threat to that division. Like,
they could be a threat to the conference.
Everybody thought, like, going into the season, it was just going to be the Ravens and the Browns. Nope, it's the Bengals.
Look at the Steelers chilling. Chilling at the bottom.
But we both had the Ravens in that game. Next one here, the Rams and the Lions. Matt Stafford and Jared Goff.
Game.
Yeah, they're trying to get their revenge. And this went as expected. We both picked the Rams in this one. Yes. 28-19. It was pretty close for a while.
It was.
But, the Rams were able to pull it off, get that score out there a little more. Matt Stafford, 334 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Jared Goff, man, 268, a touchdown, and 2 picks.
These Lions ain't going to get a touchdown, man, or a win all year. 0-7 already.
We'll talk about this next week here. But it's not looking good for them Lions. The Rams, they're rolling 6-1. We talk about Packers are 6-1. Rams are also 6-1 here.
Yeah. The Rams are a quiet 6-1 as well, chilling. Like that
Yeah.
NFC is stacked right now with them, Packers, the Buccaneers, so
Yeah.
the Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yep, and that's leading right up to that game here. The Cardinals versus the Texans, 31-5, handling business,
Another
undefeated still,
reunion game.
7-0. Yeah, reunion for JJ Watt and DeAndre Hopkins here.
And on a side note here, I saw that Zach Ertz became the first tight end in history to get a touchdown in back-to-back games for 2 different teams.
Yeah.
I was like, that's fucking cool,
and
man.
Zach Ertz had his longest touchdown of his career on that touchdown, like the 45 or 48-yard touchdown that he had.
Yeah.
That was the longest touchdown of his career.
So he still got it, man. He still
got it.
Now
and that's what we were saying
Cardinals.
Is like that, like adding that piece that they didn't have a dope tight end. Bro, Cardinals, dangerous. It's going up to your Super Bowl pick.
Yep, they just need to stay healthy, man. They might be on a collision course with someone like Buffalo here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But they took care of business in this game here.
They really did. Kyler Murray, 261 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. Zach Ertz, 66 yards and a touchdown. Adrian Green, 66 yards. DeAndre Hopkins, 53 and a touchdown. Christian Kirk ball. Like, he's getting the ball to all of these. Like, they all have, like, 60, 50, 3. Like, he's getting the ball to everybody.
Exactly.
Like,
he's getting the ball into the playmakers' hands,
Exactly. And then they have the run game, too. I mean, James Conner, Edmonds. So, I mean, Arizona's just stacked right now. They're looking like a Super Bowl team at this point. They remind me of, like, the 2017 Eagles. Like, they're just getting all these veterans on top of an already good roster, and they're just ensuring it up.
And they're all around good,
Yeah, so all around.
They don't seem to have too many weaknesses, if any.
Exactly. So of course we picked them, and we're
Speaking
gonna
of somebody with no weaknesses.
Oh, Tom Brady, Tampa Tom Brady, and the Buccaneers went against them Bears, and I think Tom Brady's part owner of these Bears as well, was Aaron Rodgers. As much as he's beaten them through his career.
Oh man, Brady had a milestone here.
He did 600 touchdowns.
600 goddamn touchdowns. The first player to ever have 600 touchdowns. I told every week he breaks some type of record every week.
Well, now he's just going to keep ramping it up, so it's going to be even harder to beat.
Now he's setting precedents here where it's going to be even harder because he's still got a couple years left, man. This dude's not done. He's going to keep doing it.
And he keeps
4
getting
touchdowns.
better.
Right. He had 4 touchdowns in this game, so congratulations, Tom Brady, on another milestone. I wish you were doing it in a Patriots jersey, but it is what it is.
And they're running the ball just as well as passing it, too. I mean, Leonard Fournette is balling this year, 81 yards and a touchdown. And then you got Chris Godwin. It's like every receiver has their own game this year so far. Chris Godwin blew up 111 yards and a touchdown. Mike Evans blew up last week.
I need Chris Godwin to have one of those 2 touchdown games late in the year towards the time of fantasy playoffs.
And then on the other side, you got Justin Fields, who had like 5 turnovers, bro. He had 3 interceptions and like 2 fumbles or 3 fumbles as well.
He had a terrible game. There was that picture of him where he looked like he was crying on the sideline.
Looked like he was crying on the bench, man.
I can't do this no more, man. Matt Nagy, I can't do this no more.
184 yards, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Everybody was calling for him, and Matt Nagy's like, I told you.
I told y'all.
He wasn't ready.
He's not ready.
Y'all want Andy now, right?
I'm sorry, Matt Nagy. I'll be first to admit you were right. Justin Fields is not ready. But on another side note here, this was apparently Tom Brady, old Michigan man, first ever matchup with an Ohio State quarterback.
Did you see his quote that he had?
No.
He's like, it was like a little sly ass comment where he was like, it's funny how you see a lot of Michigan players out here like doing their thing and being recognized within the NFL. And you don't really see too many Ohio State like QBs or like huge players. And like, it's just, he was making like a little sly shot at him, like at Ohio State.
Fuck this guy. I used to only have one thing that I hated about Tom Brady, and it was the fact that he went to Michigan. Now I have 2. But like that's one of the things I hate the most, man. This dude has always got some bullshit to say about fucking Michigan and Ohio State rivalry, and I'm like, come on now, like they own Michigan, so fuck out of here.
Like how
We're
you
getting
and
on
Aaron Rodgers own the Bears,
Yeah.
Ohio State owns Michigan.
Yeah, so fuck out of here.
But yeah, we both obviously picked the Bucs in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Going into that night game, the Colts and the 49ers, we differed on this one as well, didn't we?
You skipped your game.
Oh yeah, that was the 4:00 game. My bad. I skipped it because I had it first on my list because it was my team on ESPN.
Right.
But yeah, Eagles and the Raiders. We'll talk about it, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Another terrible ass game by Nick Sirianni and the Eagles. First opening scripted drive, outstanding. They ran the ball with Miles Sanders. They had a nice play action to Goddard down the middle. Nice Kenneth Gainwell touchdown pass. It was a great scripted game. From there on out, garbage. Couldn't get anything going. Defense was getting sliced and diced. Derek Carr had like one of the best games of his career, like percentage-wise. Oh my gosh. On all fronts. And then in garbage time, they were able to put up points per usual.
Derek Carr only had 3 incompletions, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He had a great game. 31-34, 323 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception on their first drive. That was on their first.
Without Darren Waller, Derek Carr carved y'all up, man.
I know. Kenyon Drake, 69 yards and a touchdown. Like, sad. It's just sad.
Go on record. Say I picked the Raiders in this game, okay? The same way you picked Dallas against my Patriots last week.
And the numbers in the score lie. It's 33-22. Jalen Hurts had 236 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Most of those yards didn't come until like the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So I mean, the numbers kind of don't make like they tell a different story.
They don't tell the whole story.
Yeah, they don't tell the whole story. Jalen Hurts had 61 rushing yards. He's been leading the rushing yards for the team for weeks now. Is no lie. It's like it's not a mystery. Miles Sanders got hurt. Like at this game, they actually were using Miles Sanders. They were running the ball this game, and of course, when they decide to run the ball, he gets hurt. And then Nick Sirianni's like, "Well, I guess we'll just pass the ball for the rest of the game." So
we're trying to run the ball.
So
that's what happens when you run the ball.
He didn't know what to do. And instead of just using his other 2 running backs that he had, he just like, fuck it, we'll just pass the ball. Didn't work because your pass plays are like high school, college shit that are terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Not looking good at all. I have no faith in this team right now, man. No faith at all. Miles Sanders, unfortunately, it was only an ankle sprain. They're saying he's only going to miss like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So, I mean, it's probably going to be cooked by then as far as the Eagles, 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So anyway.
The Eagles Raiders, right now sitting in that 13th spot in the NFC.
Terrible.
The Patriots, on the other hand, sitting at the 9th spot. We're 1 spot out of the playoffs right now.
But yeah, I mean, it wasn't good at all. Derek Carr balling. I mean, the Raiders are 5-2. I still don't think they're going to be anything. I think they can be beat. I don't think they're as good as what they teams are making out to be.
They're number 2 in the AFC right now.
Yeah,
at 5-2. I don't think they're that great either, but at the moment they're rolling. So we'll see what happens with them by the end of the year.
You picked the Raiders.
I did pick the Raiders in that one, but we do got the night game.
Probably not picking the Eagles again. So, which leads us to the Sunday night game, the Colts and the 49ers. I picked the Colts in this one because I knew Carson Wentz was going to come out here and start slinging.
I picked the Colts as well. You convinced me that Carson Wentz was going to ball out, and then especially with them 49ers, just the way they've been playing lately, man. Even at home, they're 0-3 at home. They haven't won a game at home yet this year. So
yeah,
it was an easy pick there, Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indy's won like 3 in a row now. So I mean they're rolling. I mean Carson, he only had 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, but Jonathan Taylor rushing at 100 yards and a touchdown. Carson had 23 yards and a touchdown rushing.
He did what he needed to do to win the game, man.
Exactly. It was pouring rain during this whole game. Michael Pittman, 100 yards receiving and a touchdown. But like they were, Colts starting to look up. Like their stock's rising. They're starting to look good.
Exactly. And like no knock on the 49ers, like I said, like the Patriots only won one game at home so far this year as well. Okay,
Eagles haven't won a single game at home.
It was this last game against the Jets, so like it is what it is. But I really thought the Colts had this game, and they came out and proved it, even in a rainy, shitty weather game.
Yeah. And then the Monday night game, which just happened recently, the Saints and the Seahawks. Mm-hmm. Ugly game for both sides.
I didn't really want to watch this game, man. I was just like, this is not good. You know, it just didn't seem like an appetizing game to me. And then I checked the score and I saw what I was like, oh no, I'm not even turning this on. I'll just check, see what it is. But no Russell Wilson. We both picked New Orleans in this. We knew what was going to end up happening. I just thought it was going to be by a bigger margin here.
Yeah. And I mean, Geno filling in for Russ had 167 yards and a touchdown. Collins, who's filling in for Chris Carson, still 35 yards. DK Metcalf, 96 yards and a touchdown.
Kamara had a great game.
Kamara, he did have a great game. 51 yards rushing, no touchdowns. Oh, crap. I moved the box here.
128 yards receiving on 10 receptions and a touchdown.
Yeah, and a touchdown. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. So he had, like, pretty much half of Jameis Winston's yards, more than half.
Carrying the team on his back.
He really had a great game there. So that's another team that I don't think is going very far. The Saints, even though they're 4-2, like the Raiders, I don't think they're going to end up going too far, to be honest with you. It just doesn't seem like they're all around well built for that long playoff run, like a Packers or a Green Bay or a Tampa Bay or something like that,
Yeah, I fully agree. But that was of the Week 7 breakdown here. Before we get into our Week 8 predictions, we're going to go through the flash news. What's going on? Yeah. What's been going on in the NFL here during the week? They had the big old owners meeting today. For the NFL, and some stuff happened here. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell on Texans Deshaun Watson. We don't have all the access to that information, and pride ourselves on not interfering with it. That process is ongoing. And as of right now, we don't feel we have that necessary information to place him on an exempt list. So they're saying that he could play, I guess, from what they're saying. But as of right now, they don't have the information to do anything.
Because there's an ongoing criminal investigation into it.
Yeah. So who knows? Because they're saying that Miami might already have a deal in place for him. And that, I saw a rumor about that today, is Miami already apparently has a deal with them. And they're only waiting on what's going on with this case as of right now.
Yeah.
And that was as of today. So I don't know if that's true. I mean, there's been a lot of rumors going on, as far as where he wants to go, or what's going on. So, I mean, the Panthers were linked to him after them benching Sam Darnold in this game, so who knows? In other news, Giants safety Jabril Peppers tore his ACL and is going to be out for the rest of the season.
That sucks, man.
Right. It's terrible.
Dude is a Michigan man, though, so it is what it is.
The Giants have also waived cornerback Josh Jackson, whom they acquired in a trade with the Packers during the season. So they pretty much wasted some for draft capital.
Hopefully they didn't give up too much for him.
Hopefully not. The Broncos released wide receiver John Brown from their practice.
Oh, shit. He fell off, man. He really fell off
hard. Right after the Bills there, nobody wanted him.
He was nice with Arizona. He was nice with Buffalo, man. I just don't understand. And then as soon as he went to the Raiders, it just seemed like
I forgot he had a little stint at the Raiders. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Lions released cornerback Darryl Worley, so he's going to be out there.
Okay.
Speaking of the Raiders, they released former Saints and Ravens wide receiver Willie Snead. He's out there.
Oh shit.
He's on the waivers now.
Go back to the Texans. They need you.
Apparently he wasn't happy because he wasn't being played much, and he just asked for a release. And they're like, okay.
And
then apparently there's going to be a market for him, so it's looking like he's going to get scooped at some point, I'm sure.
Hey, I mean, who needs a wide receiver right now?
During that owners meeting today, 2 former Washington football team employees showed up at the owner meeting, and they urged the owners to make the Washington football team investigation findings public. They spoke to investigators during the process. They're saying, more on the letter, it is a telling that after such a wide-ranging, exhaustive investigation into the culture of the Washington football team and its owner, the only person to be held accountable was the coach of another team.
Yeah.
And they're like, and pretty much the NFL denied it. They're like, we haven't found anything to. And Roger Goodell said that Dan Snyder's been punished enough, pretty much, was the equivalent of what he said. It's like we've already reprimanded him. Like, actions have been taken. There's nothing else to be seen here. And it's like, there was like 650,000 emails, bro.
There's probably shit on Goodell.
Oh, I'm sure there's shit on everybody, dude.
There's shit on everybody. It's like, exactly. Okay, we can't let any of this go because then everybody's
to take someone down.
Oh my God. I hope somehow, some way, like WikiLeaks gets a hold of the report or something and they publish it, like, just so we could see what the hell's in it.
Right? Get Anonymous on the case or something.
It's going to take Bill Belichick down or something, and I'll be like, hey, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is, but get these assholes out of here.
We get everybody out of here.
Speaking of maybe not a good dude, former Patriots safety Patrick Chung was arrested yesterday and charged with assault and battery. Oh, you did? I'm sorry.
It's all good. I
didn't know if you saw it or not. I didn't think it was like huge news.
I did.
But yeah, it's not looking good for old Patrick Chung as of right now.
Patrick Chung, charged with domestic violence charge, man. Like, what the hell are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You're part of Legacy Patriots, man. Like, can't be doing this shit. If it's all true, fuck him. This motherfucker. Yeah. Goddamn Patrick Chung, you fucked everything up.
We talked about Alvin Kamara in this game against the Seahawks. He became the first running back with 8+ receptions and 100 plus receiving yards in the first half of a game since Brian Westbrook in Week 13 of 2004.
Hey, there you go. There you go, Brian Westbrook. Cool. Throwback Eagles.
Here's a name you might not have heard in a little while: Jeff Fisher, former coach of the Titans and the Rams.
The franchise killer.
Guess what he's up to now? Apparently, he's in line to be USC's next coach.
Oh, yeah. All right. So USC's been searching for a long-term coach for years. We've been talking about who's going to be, the next guy.
Just the guy for this job.
Why didn't I think about Jeff Fisher? God damn it.
He hasn't been doing anything for like 4 years.
That's
Get him on the phone.
Perfect fit, man. I hope it works out for you. Good luck.
Panthers head coach Matt Rule was asked about benching Sam Darnold during the game, and he said, I think I made the right decision yesterday, to be quite honest with you. Sam wasn't good enough. When you're the quarterback, it has to be good enough, and it wasn't good enough. Straight up. Packers placed wide receiver Devontae Adams and Adam Lazard on the COVID list. They got COVID, out for Thursday night.
Sucks, man. It's going to make this Thursday pick a little bit easier, even though it's Aaron Rodgers. I am going to have a little bit of ease picking this pick here.
Exactly. Dolphin safety Jason McCourty and running back Malcolm Brown we placed on IR after suffering injuries versus the Falcons.
Super Bowl winning safety of the New England Patriots, Jason McCourty. Okay.
I mean, he's playing for the Dolphins right now.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for him, Brandon Cooks would have caught that pass, okay? So that's the only memory of Jason McCourty I have in my head. So, whatever. I hope he's okay.
Urban Meyer, this isn't about Urban Meyer, but Urban Meyer says wide receiver DJ Chark is going to miss the rest of the season with an ankle injury he suffered a couple weeks ago. We did break that news about him having that ankle injury a couple weeks ago, but now he released that it's a season ending, unfortunately.
At least they got their one victory of the year, so they're not going to go completely defeated.
Yeah. Cardinals remain unbeaten and match their best start in franchise history, 7-0 in 1974. So if they get this win against Packers, they're going to beat that.
Kyler
best
Murray
record in their history.
This dude's a beast.
Let me see here. So we got Kyle Pitts had 163 receiving yards, and Jamar Chase had 201 receiving yards. First time players are aged 21 or younger had 150 plus receiving in the same week.
It's a new generation, man.
I was going to say the same thing.
But it's a new generation, man. These wide receivers, especially that class that we had last year, that class is going to be remembered as one of the best receiver classes of all time, bro. Like, yeah, the whole way down to Waddle, and it's going to be amazing.
I agree. The Bucs. This isn't about Tom Brady, surprisingly. their DB's coach, Kevin Ross, he missed the game due to COVID protocols, and Richard Sherman coached on Sunday. I don't know if you saw that at all, but he was actually out there. He was coaching during practice, and then he was out there as a coach on Sunday.
He's like coaching. You know what? I'm not even going to suit up no more. Fuck it.
I think he was out for an injury.
How's your injury? He's like, bro, I've been really great for weeks, but don't tell Bruce that, you know. It's like,
Dolphins are the only NFL team ranked in the bottom 5 in both scoring offense and scoring defense, and they're the only team ranked in bottom 5 in total offense and total defense. So, like, they're just a bottom 5 team.
So somehow they're worse than the Jets and the fucking Texans and the fucking Jaguars.
Yeah. And the Lions.
God. And the Lions. Jesus Christ, Miami. Get your shit together.
Oh, man. From an undrafted lacrosse player to an NFL playoff hero, Chris Hogan decides to retire. 11 seasons.
All right.
Came back after a brief little lacrosse thing, and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go back into retirement. This isn't for me. I'm getting my ass kicked out here.
My legs, they ain't the same. That's what his legs are talking to him. Okay, he gotta go. Sorry,
gotta go. Minnesota Vikings sent DE Stephen Weatherly and 2023 7th round pick to the Denver Broncos in exchange for a 2022 7th round pick.
Damn.
So it's that time of the year. Trade deadline's coming up here at the beginning of November. So we might be seeing some trades here.
Yep. And gonna see pieces flying here.
Exactly. And speaking of
trade, gonna stay on the Browns.
We've been hearing about this for years. The Chiefs Saints are among teams inquiring about Marlon Mack.
Okay. That makes sense. Or, yeah, definitely the Chiefs. Or Green Bay.
The Saints is interesting. They got Kamara, but the Chiefs I can definitely see.
Right. I could definitely see the Chiefs getting that. There was another team that's low on running backs right now. The Eagles, Miles Sanders. Y'all could use Marlon Mack.
Yeah, we could. I don't know if I think we're more sellers right now than buyers. I think we're going to be trading some. I think we're going to be trading some pieces to get some stuff here.
We're on the cusp of the playoffs.
I don't think the Eagles are going to be anywhere near a playoff team by the end of this season.
We can make it. I got faith.
I don't. The Seahawks claimed QB Jacob Eason off waivers from the Colts. And the Colts safety Julian Blackmon, he suffered a torn Achilles during practice the other day, and he's out for the rest of the season.
Hope he heals well. Fast.
Heal fast, young blood. But that's all the news here. So now we are going to roll right into Squad Pod Sports Week 8 predictions.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and just say our records right off the top here.
Yeah.
So last week you went 9-4, okay?
Didn't do well that week.
I mean, it's not terrible, you know. And I went 9-4. So I didn't gain any fucking spots on you. I'm still 2 games behind. But at the moment here, you are 73-34, which is pretty good there. And I'm 71-36, so I'm right behind you.
We're both doing pretty well again.
We're both doing pretty well throughout the year here, so keep it up. We got some good picks for you.
I'm interested in seeing how our ending. I mean, it is going to be one extra game now from last year. We'll have to see what it is compared to last year after Week 16.
Exactly. I still have it written down somewhere, so I'll make sure I compare that at the end of the year. But we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. So Thursday night game we got here: the Packers and the Cardinals. Packers are going to be missing Devontae Adams and Lazar. So, 2 of their top receiving players, man, they're out automatically. Not a lot to go at that point.
Full-strength Arizona undefeated team in Arizona. I'm picking Arizona in this game. Kyler Murray's going outduel, undergunned Aaron Rodgers, you know.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals are going to get a win here. They're going to go 8-0 now. And that's not saying that the Packers aren't. They're going to go out with a fight. They're going to have some fight. I'm sure they're going to try to lean on that run a lot with Aaron Jones. Maybe give it to old Big Bob Tunyon out there.
Try, but
or
they can't
Randall
go on a
Cobb.
whole.
They brought Randall Cobb back this year. So, I
They
mean,
can't fall in a hole quick. That's the big thing, like, because then Aaron Jones becomes less effective. So
yeah.
I think Arizona will get off to a quick lead, and then it's going to be up to Aaron Rodgers, which if anybody can do it, it's going to be him,
I
but
think so too, but I think it's like we were talking about earlier in the podcast. It's Arizona's just they have so much depth to them. There's not too many holes on Arizona's roster. So, I mean, you're going to have to get up on them quick and keep that lead because I don't know like what you're saying, if you fall in a hole, you're not getting out of it, especially without two of your top options at receiver, man. Not good. So definitely rolling with the Cardinals. And they're only 6.5-point favorites, even without those guys out there.
That's Aaron Rodgers.
That's Aaron Rodgers. So we're rolling into a Sunday here, Panthers and the Falcons. I got to go with them Dirty Birds this week, man. I'm going to roll with them Falcons. Panthers have just looked terrible.
Man, yeah, I really hate picking. I think the Falcons are ass this year. I'm not going to lie.
I think they're bad, man, but I think the Panthers, they have no identity right now. They're QB's benched.
I got to completely agree with you. Like, that's what I'm going to roll with Atlanta, too. I just think the Panthers are completely lost right now. Like, and they don't look anything like the team that started out 3-0. So until they do something otherwise, I'm picking the team that's been winning some football games here. Even though it was just Miami, Falcons did catch them.
Got a better record than the Eagles right now. They're 3-3.
They're ass, man.
They are. I agree. But I think the Panthers
keep getting lucky.
They have been. I agree. They've been getting lucky. But the Panthers, I feel like they're just like in trouble. They're in turmoil. They don't know what's going on right now.
They might be a better team, but they're lost as shit right now. Where the Falcons are actually playing pretty good football.
Yeah. So the next game here, the Dolphins and the Bills. Rolling with the Bills.
Easy. Buffalo.
They're 13.5-point favorites.
Like you just said, Miami's bottom 5 in the league.
Everything.
1-6 in everything. So, and it's in Buffalo. There's no way Miami's winning this game. This is too easy.
Definitely rolling with the Bills on that one. Eagles and the Lions. The Philly are actually 3.5-point favorites on this game, and it's in Detroit. I'm picking the goddamn Lions because I can't trust these goddamn Eagles at all. I'm picking the Lions. The Eagles, I could see them going on a losing streak. The Lions have already been on their losing streak. I think they have a better chance of getting out of that losing streak than the Eagles do of breaking theirs right now. So I don't know. I'm picking the Lions, man. I can't do it. I am infuriated with these Eagles lately and Nick Sirianni, and until they prove me otherwise, I'm not going to pick them. Prove me wrong. This is a message to them. Prove me wrong.
I'm going to pick the Eagles. Okay.
Hey, if you win, that's great. I'm glad they won, but man, I can't pick them right now.
I understand. I don't think the Lions got what it takes to get their first win of the year, even if it's at home against the Eagles right now. I think you guys figure this shit out. I don't know. It's rookie coach versus rookie coach. So which one's going to not lose the game? That's what it comes down to. And I don't know. That's a big coin flip. But since you're going with Detroit, I'm going to go with Philly because it's a coin flip on that one.
All right. Yep. I'll roll the Lions on this one. They're going to get their first win. I will pick them.
Mm-hmm.
I hope the Eagles hear this. Make me eat my words. I'll eat crow next week about it. But until then, man, prove me wrong.
Prove me
wrong. 49ers and the Bears. San Fran are 3.5-point favorites. As bad as the 49ers have been, I think I'm going to pick the 49ers.
Yeah, exactly. Because Justin Fields, like we said, it doesn't seem like he's ready.
Out here crying on the sideline. He's getting sacked. He's getting fumbled 3 times. Thrown 3 interceptions. Turmoil. Not good. Is
Andy Dalton started or not? Like, remember weeks ago when we were like, I'll pick the Bears if Justin Fields is started. But now it's completely flip-flop. If Andy Dalton started, I might pick the Bears in this one. But if it's going to be Justin Fields, right now, Jimmy Garoppolo, Elijah Mitchell, the 49ers, that defense.
Samuel, he's like 4th or 5th in receiving right now.
He's killing it this year. So exactly. I'm going to roll with San Fran in that one as well.
Yeah, I want to pick them in that game. Steelers and the Browns in this next one. Cleveland are 3.5-point favorites, but I don't know if I can pick them right now.
No, there's no way. I'm picking Pittsburgh in this game.
I'm going to pick Pittsburgh as well.
there's no way without Baker Mayfield, with the banged up, like no running backs, they're not going to win this game. I don't care if it's in Cleveland. Like the Steelers aren't Denver. That they're gonna end up coming out. I know the Steelers aren't great this year, but they have no juju. They're gonna be fine. They're gonna end up winning this game here against Cleveland.
I think so too. Mike Tomlin is smarter than what is it, Vic Fangio?
Yeah, they're
Denver.
They're definitely gonna win. They're gonna if it comes down to that, he's gonna outcoach him.
Yeah. So I'm definitely picking the Steelers in that one. Titans and the Colts.
Easy.
Interesting little matchup. The Titans, who are rolling, had a nice win over the struggling Chiefs. And then you have a 3-win in a row Carson Wentz-led Colts team.
Nope. Easy. Derrick Henry going to run all over these Colts. I don't even care if it's a 1-point favorite right now. Like, that's Vegas telling you they don't know who's going to win this game. I know who's going to win this game. It's going to be Tennessee. Derrick Henry going to have 3 touchdowns. It's going to be another historic day for him. Look out. Make sure you start him in fantasy this week, okay? That's all I got to say about this game here.
Part of me wants to pick the Colts so bad in this game.
Do what you need
but
to
the
do.
other part of me says, like, bro, come on. You got to pick the Titans. You can't
get tickets for this game for $35.
Got to drive all the way to Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm going to pick the Titans in this one. As much as I want to pick the Colts in my heart, I got to pick the Titans in this one.
Got to pick the Titans, man. They've been rolling. They just beat the Chiefs. They just beat another good team, too, right before that. But they've been rolling right now, man. 5-2. I'm rolling with the Titans on this one.
Yeah, didn't they beat the Bills? Was it the
Bills?
Bills?
They beat the Bills, too, yeah, on a Monday night.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to roll with the Titans on that one. You're right. You're right. Bengals and the Jets here. Bengals, the Patriots dropped like 54. Bengals going to drop like 65, 64 on the Jets.
The Bengals probably going to put 70 points up on these fucking Jets, man.
The
you
Jets
can get tickets for this
Joe
game.
Flacco going to be starting for QB now.
Oh, I forgot. It's not even going to be Zach Wilson, most likely, under center.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, lock of the week.
Lock of the week
right here.
Bengals and
Bengals
Jets
are going to demolish the Jets. So
10-point favorites. That needs to be like 20-point favorites because they get destroyed.
Oh, my God.
Rams and the Texans. This could be another lock of the week. Rams, I'm going to pick their 14.5-point favorites. I'm rolling with the Rams on that one.
Yeah, the Rams are going to demolish the Texans as well. This one's not going to be a pretty game. It's going to be a week of a lot of teams losing at home. So if you have any type of bets in like that, like all over-under for home teams winning, man, do the fucking under because it's not going to be good. It's going to be a brutal week here.
So yeah, we're rolling with the Rams on that one. Patriots and the Chargers. That's an intriguing little matchup, and this is over there in sunny Inglewood, California. So the Patriots flying across the country.
Visiting team, huh? Okay.
I'm picking the Chargers in this one.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's fucked up, man. Okay.
Chargers, they coming off a brutal loss. I think they had a bye week this past week. So the week before that, they came off that brutal loss against the Ravens.
I think they're going to try
Herbert, they're going to try to take it out on someone.
Outduel Mac Jones? Fuck no. Okay. Mac Jones going to put up 300 yards.
I think they have the weapons to outduel you. That's
because Bill Belichick's going to shut them down, bro. It's not going to be, no question. Patriots are going on a roll. Okay, we're going to start stringing all these.
I want to believe you, and I can see it happening. I can see you, the Patriots winning. But I think the Chargers are going to win this game, man.
We're going to start stringing these wins. Okay.
I wish I could be that confident in the Eagles right now.
We're going to win this game. I'm picking New England. So this will put us at 400 or 500 at 4-4. If we win this game, we need to win this game, okay? Chargers are 5.5-point favorites, but let's just discard that, okay? Don't worry about that.
I'm picking the Chargers in that one. Jaguars and the Seahawks in this one. This is a tough one because the Seahawks aren't looking great. The Jaguars got their first win, but they're coming off a bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll Seattle because I think overall they're a better team. Pete Carroll has been in the NFL a little bit longer than Urban Meyer, so he's gonna end up being able to outcoach him most likely. And it's in Seattle. I'm gonna roll with Seattle.
And I think Seattle has a better defense too.
Yeah.
So I'll roll with Seattle on that one.
And like we said, with we know now that their Chark's going to be out for the entire year, so they're down him as well.
True. Yeah, that's all the more reason to pick the Seahawks on that one. Washington No Names and the Broncos. This is going to be another ugly game.
This is a week of ugly-ass games, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to roll with Denver in this one just because of how bad Washington looked last week.
Yeah.
I know this would be a good team to bounce back on, but you are flying over to Denver for this game, so I'm going to go ahead and pick Denver in this game. Hopefully Teddy Bridgewater can do some work here. I really need you to. That'd be nice. Tear up Washington, no names here.
That would be nice. I'm going to pick Denver in that one as well.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Buccaneers and the Saints. I'm picking the Buccaneers straight up. I know for some reason they're only 5-point favorites, but I think the Buccaneers are going to have easy work.
Yeah, they ain't going that far. It's barely an away game. They're going to be fine. They're going to romp it up and, like, hopefully, and, like, nothing against AB or nothing, but hopefully he doesn't play in this game or anything because, like, I don't know if is he hurt right now?
I don't know. I haven't seen anything about AB
because
recently.
I haven't seen him play. I don't think he played at all last game.
I don't think so either.
Hopefully he doesn't play this game either, so Chris Godwin can ball the fuck out again because I really need that in fantasy. So let's go Tampa Bay.
Yeah, definitely rolling with Tampa Bay. Cowboys and the Vikings is the Sunday night one. Dallas are only 2.5-point favorites. Dak coming off an injured hamstring. They're saying he's good, but
I think he's gonna be fine. I'm going to go with Dallas in this one here. They're coming off a bye week as well, right?
Yeah.
So I know, like we said, Minnesota ends up losing to these tough teams here, these tough games. This will probably be one of them where Dallas squeaks this out.
Yeah. Who have the Vikings lost to? They're 3-3.
They had some tough games right at the beginning of the season.
They lost to the Bengals, which was close.
They
lost to the Cardinals, which was close.
And the Browns.
Mm-hmm. All their games have been somewhat close.
Exactly. I think it'll be another one of those where they'll have a close game, but they're not going to be able to.
I'm rolling with the Vikings, baby.
Oh, shit.
I'm rolling with Skull.
Okay.
Skull.
Okay.
I'm rolling the Vikings on this one, baby. Primetime Kirk Cousins. Go out here.
Primetime Kirk? Oh, shit. I didn't think about that. I'm still rolling with Dallas. I'm rolling with Dallas.
I need Dallas to lose, so I'll roll with the Vikings on that one. Monday night game, Chiefs and the Giants. Can the Chiefs get it right? Somehow they're 10-point favorites after all this turmoil. They're 10-point favorites.
This is what they like to call a get-right game. Okay. This is where you go in and you play against the Jets. You saw what the Patriots just did against the Jets here. Like, I'm not saying we're the Chiefs. We're nowhere near the Chiefs. But, like, this is where the NFL gods bless you with a matchup like this where you just straight whoop their ass. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Kansas City all the way in this game here.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you, even though people like to hype up the Giants on like a couple of these small little plays that they have in these games that they're winning against terrible teams, even though they only have like 2 wins. I'm definitely rolling with the Chiefs on this one. I mean, they have all the firepower. So, I mean, there's no reason they should lose this game. I mean, like what you're saying, this is the perfect game for them coming out of this, like, troublesome time. Is like destroy these Giants on Monday night and get your mojo back.
Get everybody's morale up.
Get everybody's morale up and start rolling.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it, man. That's our week 8 picks for NFL. There's no more news as far as NFL, but NBA is underway. So, how's your team doing here in the NBA? Vernon Lakers. I saw that LeBron James is out tonight. He's not playing this game.
LeBron's got a sore ankle. Okay, he's just taking a night off. He's like, I'm just going to rest. You know what I mean? Like 4 games into the season.
Guys won.
You know what I mean?
Beat Spurs.
But the Lakers are 2-2. Okay, it's been a pretty tumultuous first week. Okay, we got Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard fighting on the bench. Got some other things happening, you know, but we got 2 wins straight there. So I'm very happy about that. By Thursday, I think we play again in a couple days, so I'm not sure, but we'll see. But 2-2 right now. I know the Bulls are looking a little bit better.
Bulls number 1 in the East right now, 4-0, only undefeated team. Other than Golden State, we're the only undefeated teams right now. Actually, Utah, for some reason, they've only played 2 games somehow, but they're undefeated. They're undefeated,
they played
but
tonight, I think.
They don't count. They're only 2-0. Warriors and Bulls are 4-0 right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're rolling, man. And another surprising team is like Charlotte, man. Charlotte, where it was undefeated for a minute. I mean, they lost one last night, but Charlotte's looking really good.
They beat the Nets.
Yeah, they did, and they're looking really good right now. I mean, it's still early. I mean, there's 82 games to the season, long season ahead of us. Things are bound to change, but it's nice having the NBA back, you know.
Exactly. Even Milwaukee, like they're looking great, like just like they were last year. So long season, like you said.
Yeah. And NBA news, Chris Paul became the first player to reach 20,000 points and 10,000 assists.
Damn.
Ever.
First
NBA player.
Ever.
Yeah, NBA first player in NBA history to reach 20,000 points and 10,000 assists.
Good shit. Good shit for him.
Yeah. 12-year NBA veteran Gerald Green retired and joined the Houston Rockets coaching staff as player development coach.
That makes sense. That makes a ton of sense there. I feel like he's somebody that's going to be sticking around the game for a while.
Yeah. And of course, the weekly Ben Simmons news. Ben Simmons spoke to Doc Rivers, Joel Embiid, entire 76ers team today and accepted everyone needs to take responsibility, including himself. But Simmons informed them all that he's not mentally ready to play yet and needs time.
Yeah.
And an interesting little thing about this is the Sixers have been fining Simmons for missing games, practices, and meetings, nearing $2 million this season so far. But there's a provision in the collective bargaining agreement that protects players' salaries for failing to render services. In quotations, if such failure has been caused by the player's mental disability. So it seems like Ben Simmons could be using this as an excuse so he's not getting fined and deducted all of this. He found the loophole in the system where he doesn't have to play, but he's not getting fined for missing all of these games because he's not mentally there.
Interesting. And like the coach, like the owner or the GM said, he's like, this could be the long game where we're playing this for 4 years. Yeah,
this was his quote. He said, people should buckle in. This is going to go for a long time. It could go on for 4 years, which is that deal he just signed him to.
Yeah.
We are in the prime of Embiid's career. We have to get either Simmons returning or a difference maker back. This could be 4 years. So it's either he's playing or he's holding out or they're trading him for a different or someone that's going to make a difference on the team and compete, help them contend.
They're going to be just as stubborn as he is.
Yeah, and the longer this goes, the longer nobody's going to want to trade for him or trade that much for him at this point.
Right.
So who knows what's going to happen as of right now.
We'll see what happens next week.
Yeah. Steph Curry had his first game back this season, the first Warriors' first game against the Lakers, the first triple-double since 2016. He was 21 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 3 steals.
He balled, yeah. He fucking shredded us up, you know.
Jonas Valanciunas has agreed on a 2-year extension worth $30.1 million with the Pelicans.
Okay. Sticking around because Zion's fucking hurt all the time.
And now this is kind of our what was it? Snell. What was his first names?
Tony Snell.
Tony Snell. This is the Tony Snell stat. Avery Bradley for your Lakers.
Oh, God.
Became the 11th player in NBA history to not record a counting stat in at least 20 minutes of play. No points, no rebounds, no assists, no blocks, no steals in 21 minutes. It's the Tony Snell effect.
This dude, he like I said a couple weeks ago, he wasn't even on the team a couple weeks ago, okay? You know, cut him some slack. I don't even know how he was out there for that long. What the hell's going on? Why was he out in the fucking court for that long? So, I don't even know. I don't have no excuses for that, bro. I saw that shit.
Oh, my God. I thought that was funny because, the header was just, the Tony Snell, stat keeps coming up now. And it's, the new player with the Tony Snell stat.
This dude was out there running up and down the court for 20-some minutes.
Just running around.
That shit is ridiculous, bro.
But that's all that I have as far as NBA news. I mean, we're only a week into it as of right now.
We did have the 75 anniversary team announced.
Yeah, we have.
Which had some huge names on it, but I'm sure you could guess a lot of them. But I did want to talk about that a little bit more on my Lakers bias bubble about specifically the Lakers on the list.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can go right into the bias bubble here.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead, man.
Yeah. So as far as my Lakers, Braun, like you said, sore ankle, so he didn't play against the Spurs, but they still got the victory here tonight. Mm-hmm. Apparently, he played against one of his son's high school teammates the other night, and he said it was like one of the weirdest feelings. Like he said he remembers sitting there, like there was like quotes from him after one game. His name is Zari Williams, but he's like a 20-year-old, like young bull. But LeBron, his son, was on the same high school team with him, you know. So he's like, I remember watching this kid less than 2 years ago making a game winner to send us to the championship, you know. Now I'm like playing against him. So like that type of shit was pretty cool. I thought that was awesome. Melo moved up to 9th all time on the NBA scoring list, so he's cracked the top 10 there a little bit more. So I know awesome. Melo ain't a Laker, but he's a Laker right now. So
yeah,
I'm gonna talk about that. You know,
definitely.
Russell Westbrook. Now I know he had a better game tonight. He had 30-some points tonight, but this is before the game. He is bottom 5 in TPA, which is total points added. So for context here, KD was number 1 with 34.23, where Russ was at negative 21.10. Okay. Damn. Bottom 5 was not good. So hopefully it's just jitters or whatever, just trying to learn and mesh. But I know we're only a couple games in, but that shit needs to change, you know?
Yeah, for real.
I talked about Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard fighting on the bench the other day. That shit wasn't cool. It is what it is, you know? But as far as it's just not cool, man. What the fuck y'all doing? It was game 2. But as far as the 75th anniversary there, Lakers had 18 players on the list, bro. 18 former or current Lakers on the fucking list. Okay, and I'm just gonna list off a couple of the big names, not all of them. You had Magic, Kobe Bean, you know, Braun. They had Braun on there, so he counts as a Laker. James Worthy, Kareem, Shaq, Wilt, Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Byron Scott was on the list. I was very surprised to see him make the list, but that's probably just because of how young we are. We don't really know his game as well. But Byron Scott, Pau Gasol was on the list. Yeah. Robert Horry, okay. Derek Fisher, damn. Anthony Davis.
Yeah.
Russ and Melo. So that's like
crazy.
I know they counted them because they're the first year here, but 18 Lakers on the list this year, man. I was like, damn, that's fucking crazy. But congratulations to all the players. Dwight Howard's all pissed off because he didn't make it. Whatever, man. Fuck you, Dwight Howard. But as far as our Patriots, we rumped up on them Jets 54-13. I haven't seen a 50 burger in a while. I'm very happy to see it. Patrick Chung got arrested, like we were saying. Mac Jones has been playing some great football, dude. I've been super happy. Still keeping it up with the completion percentage. He had over 300 yards this last game, so I hope they just keep giving him a longer and longer leash here. Just unleash him, you know. And then sad news, Jonathan Jones, our cornerback, is on IR, so he's going to be out for the rest of the year. But that's pretty much all I had there for my Lakers.
All right. Of course, my Bulls starting out 4-0.
They killing it
in the East right now. It's so nice. First 4-0 start for the Bulls since 1996-97 season. It's been like 25 years. Back in effect. Alex Caruso is leading the whole league in steals with 13 right now.
He's just killing it. I'm killing it. Caruso's shit.
Caruso's killing it. Zach LaVine has moved past Michael Jordan in the 4th of all-time three-pointers made for the Bulls already in a couple seasons. Yeah, it's crazy. Kirk Heinrich's number 1, old Captain Kirk, with 1,049. Then you have Ben Gordon with 770, Scottie Pippen with 664, and then Zach LaVine with 556.
He's going to definitely be moving up that list as time goes here.
Oh, definitely, for sure. So that's really cool that, I mean, he passed MJ and some sort of stat. That is, Zach LaVine quoted, said, "This is the most excited and fun I've been having playing basketball since I've come into the NBA." with this team. They're just gelling, they're bonding. I mean, it seems like after like dope plays, like when they're during timeouts, they're hugging each other, having a good time. Like it seems like they're bonding really well. They're meshing really well.
Right.
And their defense has been really, really good here these couple games into the season. I mean, we played kind of bottom teams. We have a lot of good teams coming up on the schedule here. We play the Knicks.
Yeah, it'll be a good test.
Knicks, the Celtics. I know the Nets are in there in November, and the Lakers are coming up as well. So we got a lot of good teams coming up.
Yep.
To look forward to.
See a lot of good tests here for you.
Lonzo is the first player in NBA history to have a triple-double with 3 different franchises before turning 24.
Damn, man, that's crazy. That's a stat that'll probably end up changing here. You know, it's not a stat that'll change, but like it won't be quite as historic next time because like the young Bulls will be getting traded and they're doing a lot more nowadays. But Lonzo is definitely like a different breed, man. Like,
yeah,
congratulations for him. I wish it would have worked out.
It's crazy that both Ball brothers are having like great seasons so far. Like, I mean, it's short into the season, but
LeVar wasn't crazy.
He wasn't crazy. That's all I have for the Bulls. Hopefully they do well. The Jets traded their 6th-round pick, possibly a 5th, to the Eagles for Joe Flacco. He's going back to the old Jets. He specifically left the Jets to go to the Eagles, and then we're like, sorry, we can get a pick for you. You're piecing.
Sorry, we don't really need you, Joe.
We have a team asking something for you. Yeah, we're gonna take it. Yeah, go ahead.
Because
Gardner Minshew
his ass
behind you. Gardner will be your backup.
Exactly.
So that was pretty cool. Eagles are 2-5 right now. It's the worst start since 1999 for the Eagles.
Damn.
Yeah. Old Nick Sirianni. That was, and speaking of 1999, that was like Andy Reid's first year was 1999. So it's pretty crazy.
Holy shit.
First year with the Eagles.
I didn't realize it was that bad.
Oh, it's that bad. It's that bad.
Damn.
Fletcher Cox and Roddy McLeod out here. Not happy. Fletcher Cox said during his press conference that he makes the plays that he's given, but he said that he's here to sack quarterbacks, not like cover screens. Mm-hmm. He says that like he's just not happy with the way that it's going. Rodney McLeod said the same thing when they asked him if he was happy about defense. He's like, listen, I'm just here and I do what I'm assigned. But like overall, but they're all saying like they're not happy with the scheme. Jonathan Gannon was asked about their comments today, and he said Fletcher Cox and Rodney McLeod have good points. I need to do a better job with them, and I've actually talked to them to see what I could do better. And it's like, dude, you're a defensive coordinator. You should know. Like, you should know how to utilize these dudes.
That's your job.
That's your job. Like, that's what you got hired to do. And then you shouldn't have to go to each player and say, well, what do you do best, or what do you want to do? But yeah, it's not looking good, man. Jason Kelce looked the most pissed off I've ever seen him during that game against the Raiders. At one point, he like threw off his helmet and he like went at a dude. I thought he was gonna punch this dude in the face, and he was pissed off. Like Jason Kelce was furious during that game, and he got a flag thrown on him for doing it. It was wild, man. It seems like Sirianni's losing the locker room already, and it's not looking good. And I think, especially if there's a loss to these Lions, someone's getting canned either within the next couple weeks or at the end of the season. I don't know if it'll be Sirianni, but I think Gannon's going to be gone. Possibly at the end of the season, Sirianni's going to be gone. It's not looking good. And possibly, hopefully, Howie Rose.
It's only been 7 weeks.
It's only been 7 weeks. But as of right now, I'm on the fire train. Get him out of here.
I'm on the fire train.
And listen, and I know that later in the season, I'm sure it's going to happen. They're going to bench Jalen Hurts for Gardner Minshew to see if it's actually Jalen Hurts or if it's the coaching. And it's going to be the coaching because Gardner Minshew is not going to have any difference than what Jalen Hurts is going to be doing.
He might for like a game,
and then it'll go back to being the same. But I'm not, and I mean, Sirianni's even come out and said they have no intention of benching Jalen Hurts at all. That he has utmost confidence in him. He has no intention of benching him at all. Apparently he says that thought hasn't even crossed his mind. I don't trust this dude. Not as like his like as far as that goes. As far as like play calling and getting the shit back on track, getting the ship upright. I don't have any faith in him as of right now. It just seems like he's way over his head, and he's just getting outsmarted at every turn. And I don't know. I just don't know at this point. I don't know why they hired this dude right now.
Just to see what's going on, man. See how it goes.
But I did have something cool here, I guess. Darius Slay has not allowed more than 27 yards to a receiver so far this season that he's covered.
Okay.
And that's included Antonio. That's included AB, Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Tyreek Hill, Amari Cooper, and Calvin Ridley.
Damn.
All those receivers that he specifically covered himself, he hasn't allowed more than 27 yards.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, so, Slay, he's doing his job. Like, he's not even in the way that he wants to play. They have him playing soft zone all the time when he's used to playing man-to-man. So, right. He's not even in the coverage that he likes being in, and he's still balling out. But, man, I have no confidence in these Eagles. So that's why I picked them to lose these Lions this week. And then if they lose these Lions, maybe someone going to get fired. Who knows?
Then it's time to start fucking firing people. It's
crazy because I think there's more turmoil I think there's more turmoil in the Eagles locker room and situation than there is in Detroit. I think everyone's behind Dan Campbell, even though they're 0-6.
It's okay. It'll take some time. And then the Eagles is like, what the fuck's going on?
What the fuck's going on? Sirianni's a dumbass. Like, you can't get anything right. You can't run the ball. At least Detroit's running the ball.
Shit, bro.
Bring Doug Peterson. Everyone's like, bring Doug Peterson back or bring Jim Schwartz back. Like, we want them back. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, God.
But that's all I have this week as far as that news as Bias Bubble goes. But we have the crazy sports stat fact of the podcast, and it's none other than Thomas Wade Brady himself. Another crazy sports stat of the podcast. It's another Tom Brady one, and it has to do with the 600-yard passing. Tom Brady has more career passing touchdowns than the Panthers, Ravens, Jaguars, and Texans franchises all together.
What?
Yeah.
Like just Tom Brady?
Just Tom Brady.
There's more passing touchdowns than all of them?
More than the Panthers, Ravens, Jaguars, and Texans as a franchise.
That's ridiculous, bro. And I know, like, this dude has another ridiculous stat. He's got 7 Super Bowls, which is more than any franchise. But, like, to have more touchdowns than any franchise is ridiculous. This dude needs to retire.
More than 4 other franchises, he has more touchdowns than. That's insane, dude. Bro.
And he's just going to keep adding to it, like you said. He's just going to keep on adding.
That was outrageous, dude. I saw that and immediately had to save that one. But that's the show for this week.
Damn.
I know. Tom Brady, there's always something every week about him. Make sure to like and subscribe here on the YouTube page. Make sure to check out all of our other content on here. Make sure to go follow us at Squad Pod Sports on Twitter. Trying to get to 1K by the end of the year here. A couple more months to go. We're almost at 900 right now. So we got a little bit to go. So until next week, we'll see everybody later.
Peace.
Peace.
God.